Yes, indeed, boys and girls. Yes, indeed. Welcome yet again to another episode of the Pitboard Podcast, the Pitboard Discussions. And guys, gents, how are you feeling?
Ko salama.
How you
Feeling good, feeling great.
You feeling good? You great? You Gucci? You?
Gucci.
Gucci is how I'm feeling.
Oh,
Yeah.
language gani? Unajua sometimes you come with
Yeah.
foreign languages.
Yeah, I need to be getting you guys off guard and keep you on your toes, yeah? Anyway, straight into the introductions before we take it away. I'm your host. Yes, the trouble man himself, smooth as ice, twice as nice. Never had a bad day in my life.
Hey,
Well, until yesterday. I mean, like,
I thought utasema smooth operator.
nah. But yeah, that's me. And I'm joined here by...
Done. That's it. Bro, I can't match your intro today.
Well, bro, umekuwa kiwako on your intro.
Bro, but it comes naturally. When you're dope, it comes naturally. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Joined by Dan. That's it today.
Yeah, that's it. I promised an update, but hey.
Hey, Dan, that's it today. And my other co-host,
Mushiri, knock up.
Mr.
But
Knock
leo, today, I want to be, nataka kuwa mpole.
Ala?
Yeah.
He's trying to be humble.
Yeah, you remember the episode 10 he got cancelled. That's why he
Oh yeah. But then could you please tell the listeners and the viewers why you weren't available for episode 10, a milestone episode?
Why I wasn't available?
Yeah,
Life, man. Life.
he got cancelled.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into the meat of the conversation. Much to discuss. This is a show right after Silverstone.
Yep.
Yeah, Silverstone 2023, and this is plus 11. Yeah, this is plus 11, the podcast number. And Silverstone, what did you make of it?
Well, it was a British GP. Not just the name, but 4 out of the 5 drivers. Four of the top 5 drivers were British or were Brits.
No shit,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
notice that.
There are four British drivers in the grid.
4 of the top 5. He's saying 4 of the top
No,
5.
sorry. Not 4. But we had Lando. We had Hamilton.
The guy who tapped in the podium,
Yes. And George.
and George.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Where's Piastri from? Oh, he's
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, Piastri is Australia.
And
But
yeah,
four-
Albon is Thai.
He's Thai then. But 4 out of the top 5 were actually Mercedes.
He's from Australia, like a certain guy's nemesis.
By the-
Daniel
Piastri-
Ricciardo.
Piastri
Yeah.
actually did a shoey later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For P4.
But
Come on, man.
Fans,
Practice humility, man.
fans requested it.
For P4.
Come on, man.
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Bro,
you know,
you know.
a harmless question.
Yeah, they requested it, but he didn't do with the racing shoe. He did it with the normal shoe. So that
That's
doesn't
even
count.
gross.
Maybe it's an Aussie thing. It's an Australian thing.
Yeah.
You need to drink the sweat from the.
Nope.
Yeah. Gulp. Anyway, so we were together watching the race, creating some e-content. By the way, you guys, if you haven't watched the e-content, go to our IG page at the Pitboard, and you'll find some good content there for you to laugh. And we had a racing thing after Silverstone, and it was really enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the guys who didn't watch it, it was really enjoyable. So hop on to IG real quick and watch that. But back to Silverstone. Turn 1. Tuanzie tu hapo. We shouldn't be going for. Turn 1. What happened? Max fans. What happened?
Well, the 2 McLarens had a better run, man.
Better start.
Norris had an electric start.
Yeah.
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 And Piastri also decided to go on the right side of Max. And Max had to defend from Piastri because Norris already was already into the corner.
Yes.
So I don't know what exactly happened to Max. Maybe he had wheel spin or something, or maybe his tires were not up to time.
I did see a little bit of wheel spin when the replays came up.
Well, sometimes it happens when you so it's a dual clutch kind of thing. So you just don't drop your clutch at 100% and move whatever.
Yeah.
But Max previously he's been plagued with awful starts.
Yeah.
Either he's been having wheel spins or maybe gear sync issues.
Do you think it's an issue of starting at the front row for too long? You actually start getting sloppy.
No, me. I think Red Bull have issues warming up their tires.
Works.
So when they're doing the warm up lap,
Mm-hmm.
and you go stop there, and he stops the longest, and he also has problem because even when you watch even in quali,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Red Bull do a hot lap, a cool down lap, and then another hot lap.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes unapata even they improve. So the warming up of tires is usually an issue because I think the way they have set up their car is not supposed to chew the tires as quickly, meaning it does. They even have trouble warming up. But once it warms up, it's a rocket ship. Like you saw even in the first few laps.
Yep.
Lando was ahead, but when
Yep.
the tires warmed up, he passed Lando, and by the time there was a safety car, he was like 9 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and we did see Max try to go on the defensive once Lando got a better start. And I actually think it's an issue of precision because, like you said, you just can't let go of the clutch 100%. You have to time your clutch release and your acceleration. Like you have to know, you have to get the right sweet spot so that you can get the best traction from your tires for the best,
Start.
I don't want to say lift off, but yeah, because that guy's a rocket, bro. That guy's a rocket, so
Well, McLaren have the new rocket.
Yeah.
The grips.
Yeah, and you did talk.
As Lewis Hamilton says.
Yeah, and you did talk about it. When was it? Our previous episode.
Mhm.
I don't know if we caught it on air, but you talked about Lando. I mean, not Lando. The McLaren updates, and they first tested it with Lando at Austria.
Yep.
And Lando looked fast at Austria.
Yeah.
And you say they gave him 50% of the updates.
50% of the updates.
Yeah.
So at Silverstone, they introduced the next 25.
Mhm.
Then at the Hungaroring, which is the next GP, now they'll introduce the last 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So expect more updates
Hey,
from McLaren come
Yeah,
Hungary.
we'll talk about the Hungaroring GP or the Hungary GP, but let's first finish Silverstone.
Well, McLaren looked fast. Do you remember the incident where Hamilton was trying to overtake, who was it? Piastri? I think it was Piastri for P3. Or Lando for P2. No, it was Lando for P2.
Lando.
So he was trying to overtake Lando for P2, yeah? And Lando was on hards. And I think Hamilton was on softs.
Yeah.
Hamilton was on softs.
That's after the safety car.
After the safety car. And the safety car where everybody pitted. So, and we did hear Hamilton go on radio and talk to his race director, race engineer, and he was like, bro, that McLaren looked fast. Because
I
the
think he was
McLaren was on hards.
I think he was telling Toto.
Even George was like, hey.
The McLaren.
Oh, sugar, oh, blimey. That McLaren on hards.
Yeah, is that a
those
McLaren?
McLaren are so quick on hards.
And it's making me rethink the whole race again because Ferrari. Yeah, Ferrari kind of shafted themselves.
Hey, man.
And,
Big time.
Question to you and the viewers. Yeah, make it make sense to me. Yeah, on the comments or anywhere, make it make sense to me.
It's a safe place.
So George Russell was running scrub softs, and they were two lap old tires, and he milked laps out of those tires.
Yeah.
Because I think those tires lasted for 26 laps.
He actually did 28.
28 laps.
Yeah.
So George Russell, 28 laps on the softs, or the scrub softs. Yeah? So that's practically 30 because the 2 laps that were done before.
Yep.
30 laps on the softs. Why on God's green earth will Ferrari think it a good idea to pit Charles Leclerc, the front driver, at the 18th lap, and he's on mediums? Make it make sense to me, bro. Just make it make sense to me.
It's that Ferrari strategy, man.
Bro, because I won't lie.
It was plan A.
I don't care if it was plan Z. Bro, I was livid. You guys were there.
Maybe it was plan B because Carlos was like,
It doesn't
what's
make
plan
sense.
B?
Just please make me understand it. I cannot understand it. Because guys who are on softs hadn't even pitted yet.
Yeah.
The pit window for softs, I think, was lap 11 to lap 17. These guys are pitting mediums on lap 18.
from my perspective, because remember we were watching this race together and we were like, wait, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah. So there was a graphic on the screen that Pirelli actually predicted that the pit window, if you're on the softs, should be between the 11th lap and the 17th lap.
Yeah.
So maybe Ferrari were anticipating that maybe George would come into pit for other tires, because George was on softs. He already did 2 laps before the race.
Yeah.
And by the time we were on the 17th lap, George was still behind Charles. DRS. He couldn't make that overtake. And so Ferrari probably anticipated that, hey, maybe George might go for the undercut. But George was like, sugar.
No.
Not
because,
today.
Listen, that small incident actually messed up the whole race.
Big time for Charles.
For not only Charles, for Ferrari in general. Because we had signs asking for lap times.
Yep.
The lap times Charles was doing, because there was an indicator that, the hards were actually fast and Charles was fast on the hards than the mediums. Yeah. And that actually prompted them to bring signs in to give him a set of hards.
Man. Let it all out, man.
So I'm trying to understand, watching this race, I'm trying to understand, what are these guys on?
Even it didn't make sense. You saw if Charles was losing time to Nani, George, it would have made sense to pit.
Yeah.
But George wasn't making any progress on Charles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense.
And also, sorry. Mm-hmm.
And I when Carlos was asked, should they go to plan B?
Plan B.
He said he doesn't even remember, but I'm very sure he knows
Plan
what
Binotto,
plan B is, but he didn't want to pit.
I don't even know what went on there, but I was just so, livid by the whole situation. Because another thing, another factor, because guys know tires take time to warm up, and the softs are the fastest to warm up, and the hards are the slowest to warm up. Yeah?
Yep.
And the track temperatures at Silverstone, the track temperatures at Silverstone were actually chill temperatures.
Yeah.
And there was an inclination of rain.
Yep.
And
According to George Russell.
Yeah, he was sweating in his helmet, wasn't he? And with the rain being on the horizon and everything, guys were like, I mean, look, the softs can actually go more than they're supposed to.
But hey, Ferrari,
for some reason, they were like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's get the hards.
I think I should send my CV or my resume to Maranello.
Nah.
Because they usually say in Formula 1, do the opposite of what your opponent is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now in this case, something a Ferrari could have looked at to help them maybe make that decision, that they're making the right strategy call by asking Charles to come in for hards, is if they saw George falling back. Yeah. But George was within sub a second.
Fraction of a second.
Yeah,
fraction of a second.
Behind Charles.
Yeah.
Even with DRS, as much as he couldn't make that overtake.
As much as
but he wasn't falling off.
Leclerc was fending him off. Like Leclerc was good at his defense.
Yeah.
And remember George was on softs at the time, and Leclerc was on mediums. And
so George wasn't losing time.
Yeah.
Because he was stuck behind Charles. Yes, with DRS. He couldn't make the overtake.
Some toe.
Yeah, so why on earth would you pit someone who has tires that can go longer to cover someone whose tires are supposed to drop off and they haven't dropped?
Any second. Like,
that's Ferrari for you, man.
I don't want to say it's elementary school mistakes, but bro,
Binotto was in Silverstone.
That's plan B.
Are you trying to tell me Binotto was there and the arrow of Binotto just made them fumble the bag?
Yeah, I'm going to show you what I can do.
They have always fumbled.
They haven't always fumbled, because the past 2 weekends, other than Silverstone, the previous 2 races, they actually had proper strategy.
Facts.
They actually had proper strategy. So how are you making 2 steps forward and 1 big step backwards?
Make
me understand that.
They dropped the ball, man.
You fix tire deg, because the Ferraris are arguably faster than the Mercedes and Aston and who else? Let me talk about the Mercedes and the Aston, yeah? The Ferrari is arguably faster, because we saw George trying to pass Charles and Charles had it covered and everything, yeah? So the Ferrari is actually faster, arguably faster. So if you're in front of your rivals, the plan is to stay there, not go back. The plan is to stay there. With the McLaren situation and the Red Bull situation, that was to be seen. We'll see how it goes throughout the race, yeah? But these guys shafted themselves in the 18th lap. And from lap 19 going on, Ferrari were playing catch-up.
Facts.
Because they did this strategy with their lead driver. They didn't do it with the driver who was behind. They did it with the driver who was challenging for podium places. And before the race, we actually saw Ferrari, we were like, you know what? Ferrari might actually get a double podium in this race because we expected the McLarens to fall short of them with the pace Ferrari have. Woe unto us, we didn't know the pace McLaren carried.
Those guys were on fire.
The chrome livery looks like it has brought back the glory days. I mean, who knows?
You know when
it one-off? It was a one-off, eh?
Yeah, it was a one-off livery. Yeah. You know when your ex comes back looking hotter.
Listen,
that's the MCL 60.
They say once you go black, you never go back. So in this situation, it's once you go chrome, you have to go home.
No.
Listen, once you go chrome, you have to go home. What I mean is...
No, that doesn't make sense.
It makes sense because once you go chrome, the other guys have to go home. Yeah. Double podium finish? No. There is a guy on the podium who actually tapped his... There is a guy on the podium who actually tapped in that podium. There is a guy who wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. I don't want to mention.
There is a guy who wasn't supposed to be there. What do you make of him getting there?
And don't say he wasn't supposed to be there. You never know. That's why they race. If you knew, they wouldn't be racing.
That guy just took advantage. He was an opportunist.
Man, the safety car.
Bro, that guy took advantage.
That's when the stars align in your favor.
I think
it's like when you're driving and every time you reach to a junction, the lights are turning green.
So
I'm not a superstitious human being. I don't believe in people channeling energy. People. Let me just keep it short. And
you don't believe in asparaguses and I don't know Leos and the Virgos.
Yeah, but come on, man. Just think about it. As in, Piastri has been there from lap 1. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, Sir Lewis Hamilton decides I'm not pitting. Yeah, under the safety car. Let me
see how it goes.
Yeah. Sorry, that was before the safety car. Yeah. So Lewis decides, let me go long. Yeah. Piastri pits. Then the safety car appears, then
there's a window.
Hamilton inherits P3, as in it's been handed to him like
on a silver platter.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. You see what happened? See, George had softs.
Yeah.
Hamilton had mediums.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're Hamilton and you're watching Russell going 25 plus laps on softs, and you have mediums, it means you don't have. You're not planning on putting hards. You want to come for the soft. So what do? You have to extend the mediums.
But we are not talking about that though. We are talking about the situation whereby P3, Lewis is at P4 this time, this time of the race. I think it was lap 28, 29, lap 30. Approaching lap 30.
That's what I'm talking about. Hamilton, I'm saying it's not luck. Saying...
No. It's luck.
It's actually luck.
Because if Hamilton...
Piastri...
Wait. Piastri pitted.
Yeah.
Hamilton didn't pit.
Yes.
If so, Piastri in short went for the undercut, if I may call it that way.
Mm-hmm.
If Hamilton pitted, Piastri would have overtaken Hamilton when Hamilton was still in the pits.
Yes.
Now, when did the safety car come out? That's where luck comes in.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you see, we watched race together, and I remember said Hamilton should pit around lap 40. Because you need to finish on softs and you need to have a very short stint at the end. So if you're planning on if Russell did 20 something laps, maybe he could do 40, maybe 38, and then the rest of maybe 14 laps afanya na softs. And I think that is what he was going for. The thing that happened is that there was a safety car, and safety car you had to pit. So and Hamilton, just go and watch a lot of Hamilton races. When he's not starting on from the front, he always extends his stint.
No problem.
Always.
No problem. But quick question to you: if let's say the safety car didn't happen, if K-Mag didn't blow his guts all over the track,
Ferrari engine,
do you think Hamilton will still have finished P3?
No, P4.
Exactly. This is where the luck comes in. We're talking about the situation whereby Hamilton was handed an opportunity to pit at an optimum time because because he was on mediums, and the mediums were actually wearing out. Yeah, he had a few laps left on the mediums, and he is handed this opportunity to pit without the risk of losing a place.
Yep.
Because when Piastri pitted, he was at risk of losing the place, and he was expecting, okay, I'll pit now, so Hamilton can pit later, and I'll take my place back.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen because of the safety car. Now that's where the luck comes in, because the safety car comes in, gives Hamilton a window to pit without the risk of losing a place.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to open a Pandora's box.
Nah, bro.
But the thing that I'm trying to say, what you are calling luck and everything applies everywhere. It's all about probability. You are increasing your chances of winning.
That is the Pandora's box you're trying to open. So anyway, away from the Hamilton situation. No, not away from the Hamilton situation. Shakira was at the paddock.
I told him not. I'm bedroom matters. I'm not there.
We're not talking bedroom matters. We're talking Shakira at the paddock.
Why are you looking at me? Look at him when you're talking about Shakira.
Listen, Shakira at the paddock, and there was this thing I was reading. Yeah, every time Shakira shows up at the paddock, Lewis is on some wild stuff. Yeah. He's getting points he's not supposed to be getting. And it got me thinking.
It's the Cinderella story, man.
Easy.
But also
you have to impress, man.
You also have to know that Lewis has been on podium in Silverstone 11 consecutive times now.
God damn.
Yeah. So when even if Shakira was there, that was like making sure that he gets that podium, because already in Silverstone he does very well.
What do you mean making sure?
Just sealing the P3.
What do you mean making sure?
He has been on the podium. This is the 11th consecutive time.
I have to give it to the Tsar himself, the Don. I have to give it to Lewis Hamilton. I mean,
the
Silverstone, ni kwako. I have no objections. Silverstone, you're the king there. And listen.
It's the fans.
Yeah.
It's the fans.
It's the fans, man.
It's the fans.
Bro, half a million people. Half a million. Listen, if I had 500,000 people cheering my name, listen, I'm winning that thing.
But did you hear the crowd after Lando overtook Max in first lap?
Turn one.
Yeah,
definitely. That's his home crowd. Come on.
They were so loud. I didn't expect to hear a crowd that loud in a Formula One race. Actually, I've never heard.
I think that's the highest number I've seen.
We need to start
attending a
Bring back the V8s and the V10s.
Yeah, we need to hear those loud
The cars
noises.
are too silent now.
Aside from that, we did see a couple of DNFs, and there was one team in particular that was affected to great magnitudes, and that's the Alpine outfit.
Ooh. And
they had a double DNF. Both of their drivers retired from the race, and that's a big blow to the money they're supposed to get to Kombele, because McLaren leapfrogged them.
Yeah.
And now McLaren are actually kings of the midfield.
I think it's still too early to say that.
Come on, bro.
Let's wait. I'm actually very curious to see how they'll do in Hungary.
I'm never one to shy from, these wild predictions. So I'll just say it. I'll just put it out there. Listen, McLaren, I think they have 5th covered. And if Aston Martin are not careful, I think 4th is also in the cards for McLaren.
I think Aston Martin's the Aston Martin team, they're within reach, not just for for Ferrari, because Aston Martin now it's at 181 points, and Ferrari is at P4 with 157, but McLaren are at 5th are the 5th position with 59 points. Okay. Brother, we are talking about over 100.
Now, it's possible. We have how many races left? We have something close to 10 races left.
But do you think the Ferraris are going to DNF, like double DNF anytime soon? Like they are?
No, that's why I'm saying Aston at 4th, because I know Ferrari will eventually get the 3rd or 2nd place if things go according to plan.
Yeah.
Really? So, Ferrari? Like, have you watched from race 1 to now?
Have you watched the previous 3 races?
Ferrari are on point, apart from Silverstone.
Listen, Silverstone, they did mess up. Okay. Nobody's denying that, but they are the 2nd fastest car on the grid, arguably.
No.
It's McLaren now.
The
Alonso hype train is dead, man. Alonso hype.
No, Alonso said he's back. He's going to be on the podium at the Hungary GP.
Is it?
The Alonso train is wrecked, man.
Nah, he'll be on the podium.
Is it?
I reckon he'll be on the podium.
Listen, he
at the
could
Hungaroring.
also have gotten a podium at Silverstone, wasn't it, for the safety car? Remember that.
Nani Alonso?
No way.
Listen, let me
Hey,
remind
where,
you guys.
No way.
where would have Piastri been?
Now, this is what I'm talking about now. There was a time I think Alonso was at P5, P4,
Uh-huh.
and some guys pitted. But the time these guys were pitting was the time the safety car was actually rolling out. And it actually prompted Alonso to also pit that situation. So I'm talking like this, yeah? If that safety car wouldn't have come in and those guys pitted, and Alonso was in, I think he was on mediums.
Yeah, I think so. But
He was on mediums.
But before the safety car, because Piastri had Hamilton and Alonso behind.
Yeah.
And when Piastri pitted, Alonso and Hamilton did what? They overtook him. But when Alonso pitted before the safety car,
Yeah.
Piastri actually overtook Alonso
Yeah.
in the pit. So there was no way Alonso was going to beat Piastri in the McLaren.
I'm not saying
Significantly
It
I'm
is
faster.
not saying, I'm
Hamilton.
not saying I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm not saying he would have gotten a podium. I'm saying he could have gotten a podium.
Hey,
It applies
semantics.
for everybody.
I'm not saying he would have, I'm saying he could have gotten.
It
Like
applies for everybody.
he was in a position whereby, listen, if the stars aligned for him the way they aligned for Hamilton, he was also on a podium place.
Okay, for Alonso to it required a couple of DNFs in front.
Nah, not really. Not
Yeah.
really. It just required a couple of mistakes.
Nah, DNFs.
Nah.
Mistakes, no. Because the
Yeah.
McLarens
I
and
think
the
the
Mercedes
mistakes.
up ahead.
Listen,
were
the
too
first
quick.
mistake I saw and we capitalized on it as Ferrari was George pitting. And I remember George pitted, and the predicted outcome from his pit was he was supposed to come out in front of Leclerc. Yeah. But I remember in his pit stop, he did something like 3.7 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's a millennia.
But it set us up for the overtake of the race.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was on hards. I mean, Leclerc was on hards, and George was on softs, and George looked fast on the
mediums.
softs.
That way,
He was in
say
medium.
that was your overtake of the race. I have a different overtake.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was my overtake. The one where he switched back, went around the outside.
I mean, yeah, he had more momentum.
beautiful,
And
Yeah, it was.
I mean, there were a lot of overtakes in that race. That
And I've come to realize in Silverstone, actually, that area gives us a lot of overtakes.
oh, for real?
Because you're coming from DRS, you get close, and then there's a corner.
It's the
And then
momentum.
and then there's a sequence of corners.
So anyway, your drivers of the day.
Who wants to go first?
I think we'll be in agreement.
No,
here.
we are not.
Mr. Noka, it's been a minute since you've been here.
It's Lando.
I'm
Okay,
about
your
to
driver of
sucker
the
punch all of you.
So me, I'll give it to Lando because of two things. One, the overtake on Max on the start, and defending Hamilton on the final after the safety car. That
That was a good
especially
fight.
doing it on hards and Hamilton on
Softs.
softs. That was quite commendable. And I know Lando is a racer because of sim racing. And
Well, I mean, still Lando no wins, but yeah, I guess we'll give him that. Lando no wins, yeah.
Hey, my G.
eh,
Are you
come
still
on.
going through it? I know Ferrari did you dirty, but bro, you
Bro.
don't have to drag Lando into your pit of misery.
Keep it brief.
when he wins, I don't know what you'll be saying.
Keep it brief. Keep it brief. Your driver of the day.
Oscar Piastri, man.
Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
Because he's a rookie.
Look at him. Oscar Piastri because yeah, he's a rookie. He's the youngest driver on the grid. I think is it 21 or 22? Yes. It's his first year in McLaren.
Yeah.
He didn't start the year with the fastest car, the second fastest car, the third fastest car. McLaren actually, I think the ninth fastest out of 10 out of 10.
Yeah, they were
cars.
with the Williams. Back there, they were with the Williams.
They were
And-
fighting with Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
if,
sure.
and even back then in the earlier races when you're still struggling and trying to come up to grips with the new Formula One cars,
Yeah.
and these new tracks that he didn't have an opportunity to race in previously, he was still somewhere within Lando's reach.
Yes.
Not just race day, but also quali day.
A gem from the race or after the race. Yeah, remember when Oscar was on his post-race conference, and the journalists were asking him, "Oh, how does it feel to get such a good result?" And Alonso was at the background hearing these questions, and Piastri was actually asked about Alpine, yeah, and their double DNF. And Alonso was
was
smiling at the back. Did you see that? Yeah, he was a good gem. And
Man,
for
bro,
some context, for the listeners and the viewers, yeah. So Piastri was actually supposed to go to Alpine. In fact, he was signed and announced by Alpine.
Had he signed?
Nope.
No, he was announced. He hadn't signed,
Okay,
but he was announced.
Yeah.
But he was signed to Alpine at the time. He was their reserve driver. So I mean, he was signed in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but a reserve driver, that's not a guarantee that you have a number
Listen,
two
the
driver.
question is, was he signed? I'm saying he was signed in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, plus also Alpine, I think they what do they call it?
Jumped the gun.
No. They funded, I think, his Formula 2 campaign. So if you're talking about signing, yes, they had a signature somewhere, but that is not a guarantee.
Yeah.
That
And Oscar Piastri came out and said, listen, I haven't signed anything. Like these guys are talking about the signing. I haven't signed anything. And in fact, I'm going to be a McLaren driver.
brother.
That was a hit below the belt. Because listen, making enemies is not what you're trying to do on this sport. Because when musical chairs start, you're trying to be on good terms with every team principal. You're trying to be on good terms.
You know, in hindsight,
Ask Ricardo. Listen, ask Ricardo. Ricardo knows.
but in hindsight, I think Piastri made the right move. Leave even the him finishing P4.
Okay.
At the British GP. In terms of the driver that you're being paired with, do you think Piastri could have learned more or would have been a better position to learn more from Ocon or Norris?
Esteban. Okay, listen. Personally,
Okay, I have something to add on the Piastri, like is it the first corner?
yeah.
Where you went on the inside and Max went on the outside.
Yeah.
That required guards. Because, okay, I don't know. I'll couple it with a question. When during the cool down room or the Max Verstappen podcast, he said, "Don't understeer." Yeah, don't understeer. Do you think he was referring to himself or to Piastri?
To Piastri.
Yeah, he was referring to
Yeah.
Piastri, and Piastri managed to do it in a very clean way. So
Yeah.
I agree with you about him.
Because
being
if
driven.
Piastri had understeer, he would have crashed into Max.
Listen.
And goddamn.
I'd have been,
And he would have done Lando a favor.
I'd have been basking in glory when that happened. You know, I'd have been basking in glory. I'd be like, finally.
Max is winning the
Stop the
championship.
stream.
Max, if Max finished P2 all the way at Nini, he's still winning the championship. So it's like it's
Hey,
secured.
listen, yeah, that's another thing. But my personal sentiments on the Piastri situation, yeah. Remember, Mark Webber is his personal trainer.
Yeah.
So I think Mark Webber
Really?
also,
Yeah, he's
I didn't know.
not trainer, but I think manager.
Manager.
and also trainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they jog together and shit.
Hey, I
Oh.
didn't know that.
Is it a
Censor
nosy
that part.
thing?
Yeah, it could be a nosy
Yeah,
thing.
it could be a lousy thing. So like I think Mark Webber also contributed with like giving advice and things like that, and you know, being a seasoned driver driving at a top team, because Mark Webber drove for you guys. And
Fun fact, it was actually the last Red Bull driver to win at the British or the Silverstone GP in 2012.
The last?
Red Bull driver.
yeah,
Oh yeah, he's the one who won.
he was Sebastian Vettel, my personal goat.
Is it the time he said not too bad for number 2 driver?
I didn't watch that. It's just a stat.
There's
I'm
a
the
race-
new stats guy.
There's a race.
I take your job.
No.
I'm the captain now.
But yeah, like so Mark Webber, I think Mark Webber had some role to play in that. And look, listen, right now things turned out great for Piastri. They didn't turn out great for Ricardo, and Ricardo tried the same thing. So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So Piastri is my driver of the day, man. I hope he keeps up the good work, the good job keeping Lando honest, because it's not just this race.
He had Lando worried.
Yeah.
He had Lando on his toes
Yep.
during the British GP.
Yep.
And
He was told. Piastri was told not to attack.
Yeah, he was told not to attack. So like strategy for McLaren to actually get maximum points. I think so.
Yeah, McLaren.
So many things
McLaren
can
had-
go wrong when you try and attack your own teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I mean, look, listen, it's all good, and McLaren got the points, and they're happy. You'd see Zach Brown high fiving everyone.
breaking a few arms.
Yeah,
With high
I
fives.
like I
He
like
was
that
ecstatic.
energy from
He
Zach
was
Brown.
ecstatic. Somebody said he kind of looked like Peter Griffin on some Molly, but hey, listen, that's not me. That's not me. I didn't say it.
I think
Anyway,
you
But
did.
you are the one on the record.
It's you who said that.
No, I
You
didn't
are
say
the
it.
one
I
on
didn't
the
say somebody
record.
said it.
But you
Yeah,
just- you
I'm
said-
the one
you just
who's
said
put it out there for you guys to hear. But
You are the one on the record.
I didn't say it though.
But you just said.
Yeah.
Your driver of the day, man.
Alex Albon. He was in positions he wasn't supposed to be in.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
why?
my driver of the day.
But he qualified.
Alex
he qualified
Albon.
what?
Nah. Alex
he finished
Albon.
the same place he qualified.
Alex Albon. My driver of
Bro,
the day.
you need to have some logic behind your driver of the
Yeah, and
day.
I'm giving you the logic right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex
so
Albon, that's
Alex
the logic.
Albon. Alex Albon, just Alex Albon, that Williams. He did what he's been doing all year long. If I may put it that way. So the Williams, we all know they're a struggling team, yeah? We can see from the number 2 driver, Captain America, you know. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to get my...
He also did well.
Who?
The
Logan.
American.
He finished P12.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
somebody got a penalty. Is it Stroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stroll.
So how
Yeah,
many
then-
points do you get for P12?
That's
Exactly.
the highest he has ever finished.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
that is the highest he has ever finished.
Bro, how many points?
Yo,
Exactly. So listen,
how many points did Ferrari take home?
they got points, plural. So listen, that's more than good. That's more than good. But hey, listen, I'm not hating. I'm just trying to be, diverse because you said Piastri, you said Lando. I'm not trying to say Lando again. So I just have to give it to Albon because Albon had a good race.
Yeah.
Listen, I could give it to Hamilton too because he was opportunistic enough to actually capitalize on the situations that happened. So I mean, it's in between Hamilton and Albon.
Yeah.
So if you're giving it to Hamilton, you have to give credit to Shakira too.
Listen, I love Shakira. Yo, I'm on the record saying I love, bro. Listen, I love Shakira. I mean, growing up, listen, I'm not about to talk about that, but yeah, growing up,
Keeping
I used
up
to
with
watch,
Hamilton.
I used to watch a lot of Shakira music videos. Yeah. So I won't go on record and say I don't like Shakira. I mean, who knows? I might get a chance. Yeah, but hey, that's just me. So straight into it, team of the day. I'll go first. My team of the day was McLaren. Yeah, I think that's an issue whereby, or a thing, or a situation whereby I don't have to explain it because we all watched it.
Yep, it was quite
We saw what
evident.
happened.
Yeah.
And that's me. Same for both of
I
you.
think we agree that the sponsorship money seems to be working.
The sponsorship money seems to
Yeah,
be
the
working.
sponsors, I'm sure, are very happy.
Yeah, and they've been rejecting my letters by day. I've been applying a lot on McLaren.
Where
They've been
you are
rejecting
playing
my-
in all the teams
Stop the
with
cap.
different profiles.
Now listen, if I show you, are we on good terms?
Huh?
If I show you that rejection
Okay,
letter,
you
are
are
we on
playing.
good terms?
What were you applying for?
I
Definitely not a driver.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What?
yeah, it's
A
it's
driver?
real. I did apply.
For what?
Keep
What
it
position?
tight-lipped. I didn't apply for a driver position. Come on,
What position? Okay, for what?
we'll talk about it after the pod.
Okay.
Are you trying to have people on my case? Anyway, yeah. So that's it. So Melon of the
McLaren
day.
could be watching and they don't know you applied.
Yeah, McLaren. I applied. Come on, man. Give your boy what's up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Zach Brown, are you ready to receive Zach Brown's hi-fi?
Hey, bro, you're going to break your hands, man.
nah. Listen, I didn't say it, Mr. Zach Brown. I didn't say it. It's him. That's why he was cancelled at some time back.
Hey.
No, that's
Yo, no cap.
not me. But hey, listen.
Melon of the day, man.
Melon of the day. You go first because you coined it.
Just say it.
We need some tissue next to you.
Just say it.
Ferrari!
And how did Sainz lose 3 positions in?
Bruh, they had a total of 5
in one-
positions each.
in one lap.
Brother, science was mugged.
Huh?
Bro,
Like in
alipatwa kwa kona akapigwa
Science was
nyongo.
mugged.
Yeah,
I think
how
by
did that
Checo,
happen?
by Albon,
And Leclerc.
and Charles.
and I
teammates.
think also Gasly at some point.
Na Gasly.
Yes,
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
but he took back.
But he took it back, yeah.
he
But
took
Gasly,
it back.
yeah.
Carlos was mad.
What happened there?
Melon of the day, goddamn.
Hads.
Is it the hards? No, even Charles had hards.
No, Charles. Yeah. Charles had pitted for mediums. During the safety
Yeah.
car, he pitted for the mediums.
Carlos was on
Carlos
Hads.
didn't pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos didn't
Brother
pitch.
was
And
mad.
Carlos actually talked about it. He said the safety car actually ruined his race because he was getting some pace on the medium, on the hards. And he was actually flying.
But he didn't know what was plan B.
But listen, it got to a point where when the safety car came out and, the race is now controlled because you're not going at the speeds you guys are supposed to go. The tires kind of, I don't know, cooled or whatever happened.
Yeah.
And I kind of messed his race for him.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he got mad.
But listen.
And when Carlos was taking back the position from Gasly, I'm very sure Gasly would not have messed with Charles because, I'm sure they're all humans and they get emotions run high. If he has lost 3 positions and you're going side by side into a corner with somebody who has lost 3 positions, you don't want to be near that person.
Yeah. Yeah, he
so
has
Gasly had to back off.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put me for mediums?
But
He was asked. He said, it's your call.
he told them, he asked them, the drivers ahead of me, what are they on? And he was told softs, mediums, blah, 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 blah. And he was like,
It's your call.
listen, I'm not fast, I don't have pace. So
He said it's your call.
Yeah, he did give it to them. And yeah. Make up for Xavi and Co.
Could it be the reason why he's
clowns.
he's not salty about being mad? Because it was down to his own decision.
Not really. I mean, look, I think he knows the team messed him. And once a driver knows the team have messed him, they rarely or they hardly express their feelings on the radio. They actually go to discuss it indoors, behind closed doors.
Not
Brother,
Tsunoda.
Tsunoda. But Tsunoda today, we don't see the Tsunoda of 2 years ago. We see Tsunoda
I don't know if this is the right place to say this, but I had a dream that Carlos replaced Checo.
I thought you were going to say we won a championship.
It was a dream.
Hey, listen, I know you have your miseries with Checo.
But it could be very good if it happens because they will reunite. Max and Sainz will reunite again.
Toro Rosso?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it. We've covered basically everything we're supposed to talk about the Silverstone GP.
Melon of the day. Are we in agreement?
It's
Bro,
Ferrari and
why you guys-
okay. I like Charles.
We are
I mean, I
saving you
like
for last, man.
Sainz.
Why are you guys like...
No, we are saving you for we have to get your melon of the day.
For me, it's okay. I like Sainz, but I don't know how he lost those 3 positions. If he held his position, he wouldn't be my melon of the day. But losing those 3 positions within, is it a sector or 2 sectors?
Yeah. And Ferrari, they're not just the melon of the day because of Carlos, but also Charles.
What they did to Charles, yeah.
They messed him up big time.
Yeah.
Yo, brother, we've been saving you for last. Who's your melon of the day?
So, after that's all over, I think we've now discussed everything we're supposed to discuss. And
A weekend to forget.
next week, we have the Hungarian GP.
Not next week.
It's next week.
The week after next week.
Yeah.
What do you mean the week after next week? It's next week.
It's the... Oh, snap.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's next week.
It's next week.
Yes. The 27th?
No, 23rd. No, it's actually it's next weekend.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the Hungary and what do you expect?
McLaren. Red Bull are bringing updates also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we bringing the Mercedes update, which is just a fronting?
I think they are bringing for that particular track.
Oh, track specific?
I think so. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I think because that track is very different.
Yeah, oh. That track is
it's a
crazy.
different
So
track, yeah.
what will this be? The L14C, D, E?
I don't know. And also Alonso has hopes, and also McLaren have hopes.
Yeah,
I don't know what
McLaren
is
are looking
going to happen.
fast. Bro,
For McLaren, I'm not so sure about them because I'd say the Austria and Silverstone are not the same as Hungary.
Yeah.
Because Hungary, you have a lot of heavy braking zones and a lot of slow corners.
Facts.
So I don't know how the MCL 60 will behave there. Because what they've seemed to have sorted is they've reduced drag and now they have the straight line speed. Actually matching Red Bull's straight line speed. So it will be interesting to see what this remaining 25%.
Is it the
will do
MCL
for them.
60? Sorry, is it the MCL 60 or the MCL 35?
MCL 60.
You sure?
Yeah. So, I can't bank on McLaren yet, but I know Aston Martin will be in the mix somewhere because this is the track that suits that car. It's low to medium.
Well, I just hope Ferrari get their house in order. That's all I want. That's all I need.
And what do you think about Mercedes in Hungary?
Well, I mean, look, I did come out and say Mercedes are back after the Barcelona GP. And I don't know what happened. In Austria, in Canada, they were okay. In Austria, Lewis did come on record and say, look, they actually took a lot of the front wing. And they realized that was a mistake, so they set up the car in the wrong way. In Silverstone, they had a podium. They had a podium finish.
They had a good race.
It's hot and cold for me. I don't know. I don't know if I jumped the gun too early on that prediction. But what to expect in Hungary? Listen, if Ferrari just stick to the basics, I don't see Mercedes upping them. And if McLaren are as quick as they were in Silverstone, I don't see Mercedes up-topping them. And if Aston Martin come out gunswing in the way Alonso is saying they will come out gunswing, I only see one driver from Mercedes in the picture. Mm-hmm. So
who? Hamilton?
Whichever they like, you know. Oh, okay. I am not really sure. But yeah, that's what I think.
Alonso told you he'll be on the podium.
So, you know, he's a man of his word.
Okay,
you know?
I don't know. Even with Mercedes, I don't know. Because Mercedes, you never know. You just never know what they're going to do. Every race they're coming. There's sometimes they race very well. Okay, the qualifying pace, I'm sure they don't have it. But the race pace, they seem to have good races.
I predict the circuit will be difficult for Mercedes because what they're currently struggling with, even with the B-spec car, is they don't have rear downforce.
Yeah, in Canada, they suffered,
the rear bit is not sticky.
Yeah, slow speed corners.
Now, slow corners, Hungaroring is feel.
Yes.
slow corners.
So,
that's quite a take. That's quite a question. So the producer is asking a question, and the question is, if George has had a good race, does that mean Mercedes have had a good race?
Yeah, Mercedes usually play the team game. They're not really open with who's our driver one or who's our driver two. Or if, let's say, Hamilton has a bad race and George has more points. At the end of the day, then they usually just celebrate.
Twist on it. Does that also mean if George has had a bad race, Mercedes have had a bad race? That's the twist. That's my own twist.
Yeah. Okay. Between Hamilton and Russell, in terms of from the results, Hamilton is having better results, but in terms of race pace, I think they are equal. To me, that's what I think. They are equal. It's only that circumstances just juggle them up. Yeah. Like in the previous race, it was the safety car, which was in favor of Hamilton, disfavor of Russell. But I would say in the pace wise, they are equal.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Mr.
And actually, that podium belonged to Russell. You know, Russell was running, was way ahead.
Yeah, that's quite a take. So, he's just saying what it is. You know, Hamilton. We all know Hamilton kind of opportunized.
Wait, are we talking about Silverstone?
Yeah.
You actually thought George would be on the podium?
He's saying George.
It was the one who was supposed to take
than Hamilton, and I can't disagree with him on that.
Hamilton made a mistake
in your alternate universe. Piastri does not exist.
No, he's just saying George deserved the podium more than Hamilton.
That's a good question, Nani anauliza.
He's not saying Piastri doesn't need to be there. Well, that's what I'm agreeing with.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would have finished before.
Don't do my young rookie like that.
But Piastri. Hey, listen. Credits to Piastri before we sign out. So, kudos to him. Congratulations to him.
Helmut Marko needs to get Piastri.
And Mark Webber, his trainer, because, and Piastri for hanging on for that long. And that's it from us. That's it from episode 11. Or do you have add-ons?
Yeah, the 2024 calendar, man.
Definitely the 2024 calendar. Do you think we should talk about it on shorts? So that everybody has their individual take.
I don't have a take.
I'm not trying to get cancelled, but I'm all for it. 24 races. I know it will be tough on the drivers.
Exactly.
Is Vietnam there? That's what I wanted to know.
No, it's not there.
Nah, not really.
The two additionals, I think
China?
China and Qatar.
Oh, Qatar is back.
Yeah.
Qatar is back. We're finally getting to see Qatar. So, I mean,
I
look,
wanted
listen.
Vietnam.
I'm one of those guys who more races, more yay. Oof. That's the ribbons coming over here. And so, I'm all for it. More weekends means more content.
More hard
content.
for you.
Yeah.
More bad strategy calls from Ferrari. By the way, Ferrari also bottled last year's Hungaroring or the Hungary GP.
He's the one getting cancelled next. So
What happened? Is it the one George took out almost everybody?
No. That was Bottas. But that was 21.
the Hungaroring was the one Charles was pit now. Then he was like, no, don't pit now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember.
both
Then
was-
then he was
I
like, no,
remember
don't
now.
pit.
I remember now. I remember that.
Yeah, you do.
And in case you forgot,
You want to redo your intro?
Max started P last year at the Hungary GP. Max started P,
The marks thing again.
I don't know where I started, but it was quite a race.
P10. And
Nah,
my
he
boy
wasn't
finished
really- Was it P3?
P10.
You, huh?
P10.
He finished P10.
No, he started
Said
P10,
P10 and
finished
he won the race.
P1, my G.
Yeah,
He actually led that race.
Yeah, look, they were,
And it was on merit. No
And he
safety
did-
cars,
and
no...
and he spun to see who was behind it. Like the
like,
mirrors
hey,
were not working.
hey, woo. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so that's it from us. And catch us on socials, please. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our Spotify channel. We're also on TikTok. And, on Twitter too, Thursday Night Spaces. So catch you on the next one. Peace.
Ouch.